Thank you. Reports, finance, and administrative activities, 2013-0191. Mr. St. Pierre.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. As many of you know, I recently visited Washington, D.C. with GNO Inc. and several other parish leaders from across the South Louisiana to discuss the Biggers Waters Act of 2012 and the new FEMA flood maps and their impacts. We met with the Louisiana Congressional Delegation, the Federal Emergency Management Association, officials from the National Flood Insurance Program, members of the House Financial Services Committee to voice concerns over the proposed solution and the problems produced by the Biggers Waters Act of 2012 and FEMA preliminary flood maps. GNO hosted a press conference on last Friday to discuss what took place on this trip and the action plan moving forward. I'm proud to serve on the core committee in conjunction with GNO Inc. to help put this plan into motion. After meeting with all our delegation, there was we kind of educated them about what was really in the Biggers Waters Act, and they asked us to get a core committee together and come up with a solution, and we're working on that right now. Our working group is to develop a solution with the intent of drafting legislation over the next 2 weeks. Senator Landrieu announced on Friday that she is in the first draft phase of the legislation to correct this problem. Another legislative option is an amendment that would prohibit funding for implementation of the Biggers Waters. The vehicle for the amendment would be the Homeland Security Appropriation Bill, which should be signed into law by October the 1st if Congress follows the regular order. As you know, she put an amendment to the word bill, and the senator from Pennsylvania killed it, so we're going another route. The Louisiana Congressional Delegation is working with FEMA to review LAMP guidelines for taking uncertified flood features into account before it's released. The delegation is also in the process of sending a letter to FEMA Administrator Fugate on this subject, which we already talked to him about, and he's in agreement with us that something should be done to have accredited levies give us some kind of relief. In addition, GNO Inc. has formally reached out to the partnerships from New York City, Mobile Chamber of Commerce, Greater Houston Partnership, Tampa Hillsburg Economic Development Corporation, Orlando Economic Development Commission, and the Silicon Valley Leadership Group to educate on their issues, because they're next in line. The Mobile Chamber has activated Representative Plazo from Mississippi and Representative Boner from Alabama. Congressman Billy Cassidy announced on Friday that the Congressional Home Protection Caucus dedication to solving this issue has been adopted, and the current members on the caucus include Representative Cassidy, Senator Vitta, Representative Richmond, Representative Alexander, and 9 other members out of New York, New Jersey, Mississippi, Florida, and Texas. St. Charles Parish is also preparing to advertise for bid this later in 2013 the construction of the Phase 2 of the Willow Ridge Hurricane Protection Levee, and the current plan is to have the current plan has been in the works since 2008, with the permit received from the United States Army Corps of Engineers in 2011. At a town hall meeting at Lakewood Elementary School, May the 9th, plans for construction were laid out, which is expected to begin before the end of 2013. The first phase will raise the levee to 5.5 feet over a 1-year period. Subsequent work will raise the levee to a completed height of 7 foot and add additional 300,000 cubic feet per second pump station, along with other improvements over the approximately next 5 years. The contractor will access the project site through Willdale Boulevard and will employ dust control measures and street sweeping. St. Charles Parish Sheriff's Department will enforce a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit for dump trucks. Parkway Pipeline LLC, a joint venture between Kinder Morgan and Valero, delivered a check to me last week for $100,000 to St. Charles Parish for much needed repair to the Spillway Guide Levee Road. During construction, the heavy equipment went down the levee with all the rain we had, and tore it up really bad. So we had that Wetland Watchers program back there. We had over 3,000 kids. So luckily they gave us $100,000 and was able to get the road repaired so the kids can go back to the park. We're happy to count Kinder Morgan as a valued community partner interested in improving the quality of life and recreational access to St. Charles Parish citizens. Our parish provides not only economic and commercial resources in the form of infrastructure like pipelines, but also a natural resource for all to enjoy, and Kinder Morgan should be commended for giving back to the communities that support their operation. He also told me after he gave the check what was our permanent solution for the road. We told him that we're working with the Corps of Engineers to build a blacktop road at the base of the levee, and they said they want to be a part of it, and they would be willing to donate some money after we get the project costs. In 2013, state sales tax holiday for hurricane preparedness items will begin at 12:01 a.m. May the 25th and conclude at 11:59 p.m. May the 26th. During the two-day annual holiday, tax-free purchases are authorized on the first $1,500 of sale price of certain preparedness items, including radios, waterproof sheeting, batteries, fuel tanks, generators, storm shutters, and more. See the parish website news section for complete details. That concludes my report, Madam Chairman.